Hi everyone, my name is Bogdan and welcome to Acura Addicted channel, helping you to navigate in the world of automotive repairs, maintenance and reviews. Even car enthusiasts like myself have some things they hate about driving, so today I'm going to talk about the top 7 things I hate about driving in general. First, and I'm sure everyone would agree, I hate it when people don't use turn-in signals. I mean, how am I supposed to know what your intentions are if you're not informing me of them? Is it really that hard to stretch your finger and turn the signal on, indicating a turn, lane change, passing or parking? This literally requires no effort on driver's part, and it helps everyone around you to know what you're going to do and decreases chances of collision. Second, occupying passing lane for no reason and blocking other cars. Apparently, some people don't realize the left lane is for passing, regardless whether it's a highway or a city road. If you see a car behind you and there's no one in front of you, you need to move and let that car go. This will help prevent traffic buildup and in some cases road rage, because understandably it upsets some people to a point when they start doing stupid things like tailgating or dangerous maneuvering, cutting people off, which can lead to serious consequences. Third, cutting off. Why would anyone do that intentionally? Even if you don't care about other people, don't you care about yourself? You can get hurt or die. Check your blind spots before changing lanes or turning. It might save your life. Fourth, people neglecting other people's property. Not giving a damn about scratching my car or leaving a dent by opening doors on the nearby parking spot and rubbing winter clothes metal parts against my car paint. How hard is it to actually care? I mean, I guess it's okay not to care about your property, but it should not apply to others. Also, people having an unexplainable urge to park near your car despite the fact that you chose a parking space, due to the reason I explained earlier, far in the end of the parking lot, where there's no one, and then coming back from shopping only to find out someone parked in the spot right next to yours. Are you kidding me? You couldn't at least leave one empty spot between our cars? Seriously? Another thing about parking, inability to park properly. Some people just can't follow straight lines and percept distance projection. Just today, a guy in a minivan took 1.5 spots by moving halfway over the lane into the adjacent spot. And very often people park so closely to left or right margin that essentially prevents other people to be able to park normally and actually get out of their cars or get in. A lot of times that contributes into the issue of scratching and denting I mentioned above. 5. Cyclists and pedestrians ignoring traffic laws or simply thinking they do not apply to them. All cyclists and pedestrians should remember one simple fact: they are very fragile. Yes, they may have a right of way in a lot of cases, but they forget they almost always have a right to get injured or die. I, for one, drive a 2-ton vehicle that will crush a person in a snap. I don't think having a tombstone inscription "I had the right of way" would mean anything after death. Cyclists and pedestrians are also participants of the traffic, so they should obey the rules and be extra careful. 6. People not making a full stop at a stop sign or on red before turning right where it's not prohibited. You are not driving a bicycle, it's a car. You control it by pushing the accelerator and brake pedals. Admittedly, sometimes there is a clutch involved if it's a manual transmission car, but you're not applying any physical effort. How hard is it to come to a complete stop? This is especially frustrating in situations with all-way or 4-way stop, when having the right of way depends solely on whoever comes to stop first. I kid you not, I had so many times when some oblivious soul was honking me when I clearly had the right of way, because I came to a full stop and started moving when they didn't even stop but simply went straight through the stop sign. This is ridiculous. Be respectful, make a full stop, and move on. It's not that hard. 7th and final, unnecessary low speed limits. This is actually a bigger problem that ties into a separate discussion, but I thought it's worth mentioning here. Most of speed limits have been established several decades ago, if not half a century or more, when cars had much lower passive and active safety standards, such as airbags, active seat belts, frame and body structural integrity and rigidity, brake power and tire compounds, and thus shorter stopping distance, etc. These standards have vastly improved over the years, so most of the speed limits are no longer relevant. Yes, speed still needs to be restricted significantly in places where there are a lot of walking people, especially children, such as schools, hospitals, playgrounds, and other areas. Even when we are not talking about highways, where speed limits could be easily increased from 100 kilometers an hour or 60 miles an hour to at least 130 kilometers an hour or 80 miles an hour. On a lot of roads where the speed limit is 50 to 60 kilometers an hour or 30 to 40 miles an hour, it can be increased to 70 to 80 kilometers an hour or 45 to 50 miles an hour. So many examples where the road is perfectly straight, the sidewalk is protected by a steel rail or a concrete wall, and there are almost no pedestrians at any time. Why do cars still need to go with the current speed limit is beyond me. Again, I'd like to reiterate, I'm all for safety, but in a lot of cases, it's totally unnecessary to keep the current limits. That being said, I know some places where speed limits actually need to be lowered, or additional protecting measures should be taken. A perfect example is a relatively new playground near our house that is separated from nearby road by nothing else except for a short sidewalk. This is a playground where small children play, and no matter how parents are watching them, there might be cases when they suddenly dash for a ball that's going on the road, and the cars are just chasing by. That's dangerous. It's really easy to put up a lower speed limit sign only in this small stretch and perhaps put up a warning about children playing, maybe even set up a speed bump to restrict drivers from speeding. Anyway, that's my story. What are the things you hate about driving, if any? Share in the comments below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe and bell buttons for more videos on this channel. As always, drive safe, use your turn signals, and remember, anything is possible with the right tools and motivation. See you next time! Apparently, some people don't realize the left lane is for passing. That wasn't a sex, by the way. Yeah, that wasn't a sex.